Ow. Hello. You know I gotta say, crunchy spicy leaf season. I don't love this filming setup. Trying to find a corner of my house that is not absolutely covered in garbage is getting increasingly difficult. This looks like a confessional on a Victorian reality TV show. Mildred doth show her ankle to all the men in the yard. It is finally October, and I am so happy. I am also very stressed. This week, I wanted to do something a little bit cozy and a little bit easier. That does not involve me crawling around my house like something out of The Exorcist. Something that brings me an endless amount of serotonin during the season is, of course, Over the Garden Wall. It is my entire personality. Something I've also been wanting to revisit is book nooks. I made a book nook quite a long time ago. No, let me just show you. Field trip. Yeah, baby. Please ignore everything you're seeing with your eyeballs. Cleaning is for November. Here we are. This is the first book nook, first and only book nook I've ever made. I made it back in 2020, I think. This was very much during lockdown. My need for exploration in nature dictated this a lot. It's made out of one of those fake books you can get at the craft store. Open it like so. I would like to make another one. Do you have cobwebs? No. Well, I'm glad that the little eight-legged creatures are also enjoying this. All that is to say that I want to make an Over the Garden Wall inspired book nook. Taking what I learned from this and also what was missing from this, which I believe is a lighted element of some kind because this is quite dark. I should have probably added like a torch or something because once it's in the shelf, you really can't see much of the details. It's kind of like a black void. So let's get this down on paper so that we can move on from there. All right, partners, I really want this little guy to be the main focus of my book nook.
Something feels off about this place.
What I'm gonna do is create that little barn scene right in the middle here. Sitting on a hay bale, and then there's a bunch of pumpkins around him. That's a pumpkin. Bunch of hay back here. Nice barn floor. To add some light in here, add a window. So that way I can put maybe an LED panel back here and there can be some light shining through. Let's take apart from that scene a little bit earlier where they're all dancing around the maypole. A string of lanterns. I've already ordered these dollhouse ones. They don't light up. String some lights along this cord. Have them drop down behind. It should look like they're lighting up. So that's that. So now, next step is going to the craft store. The merchant I quite often patronize. Michael himself. I need to pick up one of those fake books, some clay, some dollhouse like fall things like a hay bale and that kind of stuff.
But before that, this week's video is sponsored. So, a quick word from sponsor Rachel.
It's the most wonderful time.
Good evening. Today's video is sponsored by June's Journey, my absolute favorite free-to-play mobile game. Sponsored or not, I love it very much. It's very near and dear to my heart. Specifically, it is turning 8 years old, and they are holding a little spookyversary. If you have not heard me talk about it before, it is a murder mystery set in the 1920s, led by the main character, June Parker, who is investigating her sister's death. The story leads you through these hidden picture levels. It takes you all over the world, beautifully illustrated, beautifully composed, the music. In addition to that, you also have your little home island where you can plop in decorations. I have jam-packed mine, which leads me to the Halloween event. Participate in a special in-game event that will give you rare Halloween decor and powerful in-game bonuses. They have a whole special line of decorations and they are the actual cutest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. You can also take part in an interactive community challenge to help solve the mystery that June left for you 100 years ago. There's a video series on June's Journey's YouTube channel that you can watch with those big, beautiful eyeballs of yours with the possibility of earning exclusive in-game rewards. So yes, I always highly recommend June's Journey. If you would like to download it for free, you can use the link in my description.
Happiest season of all.
Okay, without further ado, let's get back to making this book nook, shall we?
Let's go ogle.
some teeny tiny things.
I need you to know the amount of sheer self-control this took not to buy all of these miniatures. There was nary a fake book in sight, so I ended up getting this foam core, various forms of hay, some twinkly lights, acetate for the window pane, clay that is already orange, and some brushes.
Coming at you from a little bit of a different angle here. You guessed it. This place is a pigsty. Who can say where the road goes? As you can see by my sweeping of everything I didn't want over here. Just don't look over there. I said don't. I am actually quite excited to laser focus and just work on a little thing that brings me joy. Copy the dimensions of the book nook that I already made because I want it to go in that exact spot. It lines up pretty well with the top of the books. You know, why would I change that? I have to make it out of this. This way I can cut all the walls out and then work on them individually and then put them all together. I'm thinking today I'm gonna work on the environment. Tomorrow we can make the little guy. Where's my measuring stick? I might make it a little wider just because I think we're gonna need some ample real estate for the whimsy. I'm using the wrong chair for this table, so I do in fact feel like a 6-year-old waiting on his chicken nuggets. So I've got the pieces all cut out. My vast collection of popsicle sticks, attach them. I did this for the floor of my little mouse hobbit hole. Yeah.
We love you, Hobbiton!
It ended up looking really good because it's, you know, it's wood. You can stain it after. Halfway through, because there's a piece that goes across horizontally, I think I'm gonna take my wood burning tool, carve in just a little bit more wood grain, make it look a little bit more craggly. And then on the back, I do have to put in window here, or maybe right in the center. Ooh, how Wes Anderson are we feeling right now? Over here, over here. I'm gonna go against my better judgment, and I'm gonna do top left. I know. She's wild, she's crazy, she's out of control. Let's glue some popsicle sticks. Let's get smoking. I don't even know if this is gonna work. So for once in my life, I'm gonna start in an area that you won't really see. I think I just have to really do it slowly to give it enough time.
This was going to take way too long, so I said absolutely not, and I switched. burning the wood would have been a lot less messy and make me look a lot less like I was waiting for Indiana Jones to come pick out some drinkware, but... You know I can't go a project without weathering something, so I added a little bit of black in all of the cracks to make it look a little bit more like old barn wood.
All right, day one progress. Not too shabby. Meow. Hello. You know what time it is? That's right. It's time to make a little guy. I'm quite excited. Nothing brings me more joy than making little guys. And that's a rock fact. I suppose first thing I need to do is figure out how big I need him to be. I always tend to forget just how narrow book nooks are. A handy dandy little marker here of how tall I think he should be. He's gonna be sitting on a little hay bale. So I think if he is this tall, that would be good. After all, he is a skeleton underneath it all. Underneath it all. I am a skeleton. The head, and then a giant pumpkin for the body. Little limbs that I'm just gonna use wire for now, either tinfoil or cotton batting, and then glue hay on. Got my clay, tinfoil. I'm gonna very closely follow this, because I'm very bad at proportions. And then he's gonna bend. This is a lovely noise, I'm sure. Here he is. Let's get to sculpting with the best posture you've ever seen a human display. Shrimp mode. Activate.
I always forget how hard clay is to soften up, so I struggled with that one for a little bit. Eventually, it was nice and moldable. For the backside, I'm going to do a little transition that I've seen, you know, all the clay influencers I watch do. While that was in the oven, I decided to tackle the little pumpkin that he's carving.
Righto, he is fresh out of the oven. Now I need to do his head, which I got some pretty good practice doing the one that he's carving. It's kind of the same thing. Let's do some heavy breathing. I'm pretty sure you can microwave clay. Why would I do that? Why would I make my life easy? I cannot even describe. It's like this with painting too. I feel such a sense of peace when I am like sculpting or painting. I would sit here and paint or sculpt all day, every day if I could, but I don't think that would be very fun to watch. I don't know, maybe it is. If you like watching sculptures and painting in clay, I don't often hark the words of a stereotypical YouTuber when I say, smash that like button, but smash that like button. I don't know, it just lets me know what you guys like. It's not often that I get to do just very delicate clay sculptures, but it's so fun. I'm so hippie. Very squat. Oh, I love him. Did I mention that I'm thankful that this is my job? I'm coming to find that the less I care about getting views, the happier I become. Imagine that. That being said, I'm grateful you're here and I love you very much. Okay, so I think he needs a little bit more around that area. He's very cute and I love him oh so much. So the thing is, I maybe have made him freaking ginormous. He's a chunker. It's gonna be a tight squeeze, I think. Oh yeah. Oh, that's tight. Realizing this is probably gonna look like an outhouse and that he is pooping. Put a little bit of Pottsfield in a background image. I don't think you're even gonna see this, but just to have it, that's gonna go behind everything. And then hopefully I'm gonna light it up. Some light at least goes through the window. Before we add his limbs, I think I need to paint him. These hay bales, far too large. They're held together with wire, so if I cut them, it will be an explosion. Cut this little thing out of styrofoam, gather some hay, and kith. And hot glue it. All right.
Whilst waiting for the paint to dry, I did indulge in this absolute banger.
Potatoes and molasses.
Let me tell you right now, gluing the hay to this little hay bale was a complete hot mess. Should I have used hot glue that was literally any other color than black? Truly, who can say?
Now it is time for his little leggies and his little arms. I'm gonna wrap those in tin foil and then I'm taking this like fake hay, like crepe paper, hot glue it to his arms. So it looks like, you know, gathered hay. And then we can like tie it. Ooh, yeah. All right, let's do it. Go, go, gadget! Extendo arms!
To make his tiny little carving knife, I just cut the shape out of this spare wood, made a little hot glue handle, and then painted it chrome.
All right, now it is time to assemble the walls, which is gonna be interesting. I am probably gonna try to make this as wide as I can, so I'm gonna put the walls on like this side to give him as much room as pumpkinly possible. I'm hoping this works. Behold. Come now. Just try and tell me that's not the cutest thing. Just try. My hope is that. Hold on. Whoa, whoa. Straight around the handle and just behind it. It worked. Oh, stop. Is that not adorable? Good try.
I wrapped it all together with some floral tape and then went over it with hot glue later, but I just wanted to make a string of them. And not for nothing, this came out pretty good. And with a few more finishing touches, I do believe, my friends, that we are ready for the reveal.
There he is, the man of the hour. You know me, I tend to be very critical when it comes to my own work. I really, really like how this came out. The only thing maybe I could add is perhaps a border around here so it's not just the raw edges of the foam core. I think he's very cute. I was also obviously worried that he was too big because he, let me tell you, barely fits in there. My boy is thick. All said and done, the size works pretty well, although it does look like an outhouse, and he has sat uponst his toilet of hay. My inability to make things proportionate and a good size came in handy, and that's it. Not the most complicated project I've ever done, but also, they don't always have to be. Okay? Brain? Happy October. I am sort of running on fumes, and it's only the first couple days of the month, so I definitely need to take a little bit of a breather and a rest before the rest of the chaos that is this month begins. It's all right. I'll get it done. I always do. If you were not familiar with it, over on Instagram, Maksy is happening, 10 days of Maksy. Every Wednesday and Friday in October, I do a different Halloween look, Halloween character. And over on Patreon, I will have lots of fall, autumn goodies. I'm planning a live stream at the end of October, that kind of stuff. Furthermore, thank you so much, June's Journey, for sponsoring this video. Once again, if you would like to download it for free, you can head to the link in my description or use this handy dandy QR code. That is it. I love you so very much. Whether you're new or old to this channel, if you're new here and you feel like sticking around, well, feel free to subscribe. I mean, I upload every other Friday and we have fun here. I will see you in my next video. Bye. All right, clear out. I see so much of the whites of his eyes right now. It's like, is he gonna ask me something or what? Everything's a mess. Oh yeah. Not to toot my own horn, but also, auga.